Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today. We have a great show lined up for you today. It is Wednesday, the 29th of May. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, but most is dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch this show every day, Monday through Friday. It's Ocean's Pit. Check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com, and give us a call at 847-769-8609. Today's guest is my good friend, the great I love her to death, man. What a voice, the great Denise Tomasello. Big show coming up Saturday, June 8th. Yep, she's still alive. She's still here, the great Denise Tomasello, coming to you to Park West on June 8th. It's showtime. Let's get it right. Thank you, Dino Manzella from Seventh Heaven. This is Ocean's Pit. Yeah, man, we had we have a great show lined up, and today is just a great day. I know it might get a little cooler this afternoon, but hey, what the hell? As long as you guys are with us today, we're having a great time. Let's go right to Ace Hardware. Got to thank our sponsors, folks. That's right. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local. Give it up for our friends from Ace. Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona. Download their Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of their points, coupons, and special offers, folks. Take advantage of the auto key programming at all their stores. They program car cut keys up to 50% less than the dealership. Visit the helpful hub to speak to a certified team member. That's Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. That's right, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Guys, if you're buying and selling a home, you know where we got to go to, don't you? You know it. Our good friend and mine, the great Mary Grievous. That's right, Mary Grievous has been selling homes for many years, making people very happy. So, buying and selling in the Chicagoland area, Mary Grievous, the perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home. You got to give her a call today. She'll be able to assist buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, expired listings. That's Mary Grievous, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate. That's M. Grievous at StarkRE.com, or give Mary a call at 630-688-1725. That's our good friend Mary Grievous. And please tell her Tony O sent you. And while we're talking about Mary, folks, let's not forget that Mary also is in charge of NTD Vacations. And you know what that means? That means the Chicago Music Cruise 2025. That's right. Now, we did the one in January, and that ship, the Oasis, that was the Wonders of the Seas. That particular ship, ladies and gentlemen, had 7,000 people on it. Our group alone, if I'm correct, we almost had at least 400 or 500 people on that ship just for our group alone. And you missed it in January. You're going to have it do it again in March 22nd to March 30th, 2025. It's still the Royal Caribbean. It's going to be a different ship. It's called the Oasis of the Seas. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's going to be 8 days instead of 7 days Southern Caribbean cruise. It's going to start off in Fort Lauderdale. It's going to go to Curacao. It's going to go to Aruba. That's worth the price alone. And then, of course, Coco Key, Bahamas. And it's going to start off with, of course, Tony Ocean and the whole main event band, Mojo's Jukebox, my other new rock band. Also, Hillbilly Rock Stars, the #1 country band in the whole city of Chicago, and the ringleaders themselves, Seventh Heaven. It's going to be fantastic. 8 days, chicagomusiccruise.com, and tell them you want to hook up Tony Ocean. And that's how you're going to join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we had a meeting yesterday with Richie from Seventh Heaven and Mary from NTD Vacations, try to get you guys some more questions answered and some more values in a way that you guys can come and board the ship. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited. Also, guys, like I said, tonight we're going to be at Cucina Rustica in beautiful Cary, Illinois. They've opened up the whole street. What I love about this particular place during the summer, or now that it's getting warmer, of course, they open up the whole street and they have giant tents, and it's just entertainment and some great food. We'll be there, of course, tonight at 6 o'clock joining us. So it's be a lot of fun. Tomorrow, folks, will be at Are We Live in Burr Ridge, Illinois, right next to Gigi's Capri. Actually, we're going to be there with our band, the Main Event Band, but also with Diva Montel's band. Of course, it's her birthday party. So that's going to be tomorrow at Are We Live, Tony Ocean and Diva Montel. That's a 7 o'clock hit. Friday will be at Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Jerry Jam. Saturday, returning to Bellagio in Roselle with the Main Event Band. And Sunday, we're making our debut at Famous Freddy's on Fox. That's it. In Fox Lake on the water. That is Sunday. It's going to be great. That's a 2 o'clock hit in the afternoon on Sunday. So a lot of good stuff happening, folks. Before we got a couple more minutes before we're bringing up our guest, the great Denise Tomasello, and she's got a big show called I'm Still Here, and it's going to be at the Park West Saturday, June 8th. I'm excited to talk about that, so she'll be on in a couple minutes. And before we bring her on, folks, how about another couple of sponsors, folks? Because those are the people that pay the bills, so we got to make sure we take care of these wonderful, great companies that have been signing on to Ocean's Pit. Let's go right to our good friends from Mr. Gorelli Pavement Services. Now that the summer is here and things are happening, you got to do it right. Gorelli Pavement Service, family-owned, operated. Their service includes Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, specializing in parking lots, doing asphalt, concrete work. They do repairs and replacement, seal coating, crack filling, and a lot painting. They have 5-star rating. Call today to speak to a knowledge representative at 815-271-5835 or check out their website at GorelliPavementServices.com. Tell David Tony O sent you. And then we're going to go on the other side of town, folks, because if you're looking for that with parking lots and all that, how about landscaping? Well, here's the guy. Hey, folks, for all your landscaping needs, all the best. That's right, Jack Vena Landscaping. They're offering monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring, fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They also offer plant design services and installation. They've been servicing the North Shore for over 44 years. That's right. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266. That's Jack Vena Landscaping. Guys, just took care of all that summer fun and all the stuff you need to make the house or business look fantastic. And that's why we love to buy local and shop local. And that's what it's about. All right, let's see who's watching. Double T, Tony Toto. How you doing, buddy? I'll see you tomorrow with us, me and Jerry Jam at Are We Live. Mary Grievous, there she is from NTD Vacations. Kathy Appolito in the house. Emo, we got Florida, we got Indiana, we got California. Albert from the Ron Onesti organization. It's a great day. You're tuning in because we're going to bring up my good friend, of course, the great Denise Tomasello. I'm excited about having her on because you know what? She's been around a long time doing her great stuff and always entertaining. She doesn't play out too often. So this is going to be very cool. And we're going to ask her a bunch of great questions. And it's great to have her on. So let's just bring her on. Mark, how you doing? Mary, nice to see Mary and Wally all the way from Tennessee. That's right. Thank you, guys. You're fantastic. And look forward to seeing you guys. That's great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the great club queen herself, the great Denise Tomasello. Hi, Denise. How you doing today?
Tony, doing great.
Good. Look at you. All looks like you're like at a suite somewhere in Las Vegas. Okay. Thank you for being on the show. You were on the show before, Denise. You're picking the Park West now. I'm still here. What is the message you're trying to tell people?
That I'm still performing, and I've been performing forever. We don't want to say how long. And I just want to celebrate the fact that I've been doing this for a long time. And this is my first concert in the city in over 5 years.
Yeah. And I noticed you picked the Park West. First of all, the date is June 8th, the Park West, 322 West Armitage. Doors open at 6:30. 7:30 is the showtime. There's three sections of seats, $36 tickets, or 51 or 76. We'll talk a little bit about that. But why the Park West? I've played the Park West twice in my life. One time was both of them were for fundraisers, and we did actually my CD release party was called Live at the Park West. Why do you pick the Park West, Denise?
Well, it's near the Gold Coast, which is where I started my career down in the city. I also feel that it's a venue that feels like you're in Las Vegas. I think it's the perfect venue for a concert and an entertainer like myself. I know they have many different types of genres of acts, but for me, I feel this is the perfect room.
It is a great room. If nobody's been there, I've seen many acts there myself. It does have that showroom type old Vegas kind of thing. And it is going to Gold Coast, which, like you said, where you started, we love it. But this is also very cool, folks. You're celebrating your career, but the 17-piece orchestra is going to be, is that what you like to do, Denise, when you go out? Is it always that 17, or do you like sometimes coming down with a little combo, or what's your favorite?
Well, I think once a year I do the orchestra show. So that's important. And it gives me a big thrill, but I still love to perform with the trio because it's
Sure.
intimate and it's a smaller room. But I really love both. I really love both.
If what's the difference? I mean, besides the members of the groups and how many people there in the band, what is the difference when you have that big band behind you compared to a little trio or a combo?
It just puts you in flight. You like feel like you're on top of the world. You have all this sound coming at you with these great, great musicians. These are the
Yeah,
top
I mean,
that work for Johnny Mathis, Tony Bennett, all of the top stars that fly into Chicago. These are the same players, so they're the top-notch guys.
and it makes you wonder, because is there, with all the crazy stuff that's going on, is that big of a band that much in demand anymore? Seems like they're losing that. So now that you're doing that, it's going to give these people a great chance to see all 17 people up on a stage. But I mean, I think that's an incredible feeling, and I think it's going to be great for you to do that. But you see that coming less and less now?
I do see that. I don't think there's many venues that will produce a 17-piece orchestra. Even in Las Vegas, you can't really go see a floor show like you used to be able to see. And now, so I feel like bringing this is an opportunity for people who love the big band sound to come out this one night.
Yeah. Denise, why do you think that's changed? Why do you think, especially in Las Vegas, do you think it's changed? I mean, any act and that stature can get a band like that behind them. Why do you choose? Why do you think? You think just financing?
Well, I also think those big shows that I really don't go to see because I like to just see a singer with an orchestra. But
Sure.
those shows that have all the dancers and I can't even think of the names of them because I don't go to them. But I think that has taken over, and people go to see that rather than to see one performer.
Yeah, because it's almost like, and you notice that some of these new performers, Denise, I mean, they're only on for 90 minutes sometimes, and half of them are changing clothes. Cher, for instance, I think she only sang 35 minutes. You're there for 4 hours. Because she's too busy changing clothes all the time. And you're right. So what you're doing is something which is so cool and so unique. If you didn't get a chance to see it with a 17-piece orchestra, that's going to be June 8th, of course. I'm still here with the great Denise Tomasello. Laura Mizzi's watching. Hi, Laura, all the way from Bugsy's. La-di-da, B, yes, what time that tonight? Oh, that show tonight, it starts at 6 o'clock, but thank you for asking. Park West is a great place. I went to, Emo, it is a great place to see, and that's when you're going to go see our good friend Denise Tomasello. Now, besides that, I mean, of all what it's almost like a celebration of her career, and that's what's going to be that night. But you're going to hear stuff from Barbra Streisand, Liza Minnelli, Judy Garland, Tony Bennett, Sammy Davis, Frank Sinatra. I mean, you're hitting all the big ones, Denise. Are you picking the songs yourself? Are there going to be more songs that people going to know, like just the hits, or are there going to be stuff that you personally like yourself?
I'm pretty much picking the things that people love. I want them to be familiar with the material, and it's stuff I love, so I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool, and a lot of people that I know love all these great songs. And
There's
then if
gonna
you're
be
looking,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
There's
No, go
going to
ahead.
be old photos of when I first started. I'm going to have some video clips, which I've never done before. So it's going to take you on a journey of what I've been doing my whole life because I don't know about you, but I've never had a job. This is my job. And so I wanted to put it out there so that people can see where I started, the different times when I opened for Jackie Mason, and then going back to doing trios at Davenport's. And then I'm also going to copy Cher. I'm going to do some costume changes.
Okay. Okay. So,
Or
well, that's okay. But the show starts at 7:30. How long of a show are people getting on that particular day?
we'll get a 2 hour show with a 15-minute intermission.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like Cher.
You know what, Denise, what you're doing is great, and especially some of these great entertainers. I mean, let's between Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli, Barbara Streisand, they're all very uniquely different. Do you have a favorite of those three? If you had to pick just one,
Well, I think Barbara Streisand's the best singer, but I do love Judy Garland as a performer and Liza Minnelli as performers. So
yeah. Is it true that Barbara Streisand, and when she started, you probably would know this, she was stage fright. She used to sing to her back to the audience, right? Do you still have the little nerves before you walk out on that stage?
I still get nerves and they beg me to turn my back. No, I'm kidding. I still get nerves. I think everybody does. I think it's normal to have those butterflies, but it kind of puts you in flight. It gets you excited for the show.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you got what you're doing too. I mean, you're doing something here that you people are not going to see too often. And when you have that band, and people don't realize how much that band really makes the whole night. Of course, you have to be an incredible entertainer like you are, and a great vocalist that you are. But I mean, to have that back behind you. Did someone write these charts for you for your particular style, or did you guys get like the original charts from like,
No,
those great songs?
I had to have them arranged.
Yeah, yeah. So you had them to fit for you. Um, Sinatra, Sammy Davis, Tony Bennett, almost compare. Like I said, they're all completely different. If you had one favorite, which one would that be with the men?
I think Frank Sinatra.
God, Denise, I know you met Frank, and what made this? What made him? I mean, you see this guy off the top. I mean, he walks into a room, the eyes and everything like that. But what do you think made him so much different than all the other male performers at that particular time?
I think he was actually one of the very, very first men to bear his heart, that he really sung the lyrics rather than just standing there singing and performing. I mean, he brought in his whole heart and soul, and I think that's what touched everyone. And then everyone wanted to be like him.
Yeah, and then if you look at Tony Bennett too, I mean, and then you look at Dean Martin, for instance. Dean Martin. I know you met him too. Looks like that guy never had a care in his life. The way he just walked, right? He looked perfectly. He walked out there. Oh, he didn't give a. Oh, yeah, let's just sing a song. It was like, what made him so special? You think to
I
people?
think he was the most natural entertainer. I feel that like you said, he didn't have a care in the world. He didn't like to rehearse, even for his television show. He just said, I'll show up and I'll do what I want. He just had a good time. And I
Yeah.
think people could feel that. He was just having fun.
Well, you know what? And I think the audience and people love that about him. I think that's what made him so special because people like, it's almost, I don't need this. I'm coming from, singing it from my heart. This is what it's going to be. But when Frank sang, it was like attention when Mr. Sinatra walked up on that stage, and when you had that band, and then of course when he did the saloon songs, and then when he was going through some problems in his life, you can tell by his recordings and stuff, like the whole thing with Ava and everything like that. I mean, his heart was broken. Do you believe, Denise, that these great songs of the time that you're singing, if you didn't have some up and downs in your life, would these songs mean anything different to you?
I feel that my life has added to the song. I don't, I can't sing without having the emotion behind it. And I like to pick songs that express my life and what my heart has gone through.
And then you look like Mr. Sinatra, who did My Way. He didn't really care for the song, didn't care for Strangers in the Night. But if you look at that song, My Way, which was written by the great Paul Anka, um, it kind of just tells it like it is with Frank's life. I mean, it's almost like, even if you did something like the song My Way, do you do My Way in your show?
I do. I'm
Okay.
still contemplating whether I'm going to do it or not next Saturday.
Okay, so there you go. Why? Why wouldn't you want to do that song?
Why wouldn't I or why would?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I don't know, because maybe it's overdone. And, but I do feel it, I think it speaks for all of us that, especially entertainers, we did it our way.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we all try to take from different entertainers, which is probably, they say, one of the greatest influences that you can do, or to grab somebody from someone. You're not trying to imitate it; you're trying to put your own style into it. And Denise, how did you find that hard when you first started to try not to be Barbara, or try not to be that, or was it hard for you to adapt your own character?
I really don't think it was, because I always had a broken heart because my parents got divorced when I was young. So when I started to sing, even though I hadn't had that many love affairs that brought me to that place, it was from sadness in my family. And so I put that into the songs.
I think that's important too. When you were, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in for the first time, or tuning in late, we have the great Denise Tomasello, of course, her big show next Saturday, June 8th, called I'm Still Here, at the Park West, 322 West Armitage Road. It's something, folks, that you have to see, especially when backed by a 17-piece band. It's going to be great. But Denise, you growing up as an Italian girl, uh, mom and dad, were they happy? I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to do this. I mean, pops couldn't have been that happy. I know my dad wasn't, and I'm a man, so I can imagine what it was like for you starting.
My mother was petrified because she wanted me to get a real job. And then my father was petrified because he said everybody in show business is on drugs. So he was afraid that I would get involved in that. But I was pretty much a goody two shoes, so it didn't really affect me at all.
Yeah, but Denise, you were out doing your stuff, and you met all these people, and you were in that circle for all those years. How did you not get yourself into that? What was there, someone that people that you were hanging with probably said, "Hey man, let's go this way instead of going that way," because it was very easy at that particular time to get swayed into that kind of stuff.
My friends can tell you this from grammar school. I've always been a leader, not a follower. So no one could convince me to do anything that I didn't want to do.
And you know what? What I admire about you too, Denise, is that you could have jumped on the wagon, and you never did. You jumped on your own life, and you did your own thing, and that takes guts, because I'm sure people were coming at you when you first started. Hey, we can do this for you. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. But you played your own hand. Now, because you've always been a leader, where did that come from? Did that come from your grandparents? Did it come from where did that come from?
I guess it's probably being Italian helps, that we are headstrong, and um, I'd always been that way. It just felt like it when I was little. I didn't feel like I was ever going to follow the crowd. I
Yeah.
felt that I had my own mind and that I could just do what I wanted to do. And that's why I went into performing, even though everyone said I was crazy and said, it's a really tough career. But I never really wanted the big time. I just really loved performing in Chicago and being home. A couple times when I did leave Chicago, I was so homesick. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I just want to sing in Chicago. I don't care about traveling to other cities and packing a suitcase and living in a hotel room. That just wasn't for me. I knew that this was where I wanted to perform.
And you know what, Denise, when you see all these other great entertainers out there, was there someone out there that I know that besides these people on this list of the songs that you're going to be performing on June 8th at the Park West coming up next Saturday, the show called I'm Still Here. Is there someone on that list that's not on this list that you admired, that maybe you don't do their music that much, you do admire what they did and their further career or anything like that?
There's probably a million people. I can't think of who, but like
Yeah.
I think Connie Francis was spectacular, but I don't do any of her songs in my
Okay.
show. I think if you really listen to her, I never really listened to her before, but then as an older person, I've listened to her and I was like, I really appreciated her. And then there's, well, I don't really know the new singers like
Yeah, I'm not talking about the new singer. I'm just talking about the people like that, like a Rosemary Clooney or a
right,
Connie
Rosemary.
Francis. Yeah,
Yes,
or Patsy Cline. I mean, there were some good voices back then.
Byrne. Um, she was another one of my favorites. I loved her performance. I loved her voice. I loved Nancy Wilson's voice. I just thought she was a sexy, raspy
What
voice.
about were you a big Edie Gourmet fan?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's another great voice she had. Did you like Nancy Sinatra's vocals?
Well, I didn't think she was anything outstanding,
Correct.
her father, but
Yeah,
I think she did great job on some of her hits. I don't know. I've never seen her in concert, so I don't
yeah.
know how she was as a performer.
Denise, I know you were friends with Frank Jr. Do you think it must have been hard? I mean, for him I could. It's got to be like anybody who their father or mother are up at this level, and when that's the son or the daughter or someone that tries to come close to that, that had to be very hard. To try to be, hey, I'm Frank Sinatra Jr., or like you have the John Lennon sons that are out there right now trying to make a living. Um, I would hate to have to be in those type of shoes, right? I mean, it looks like you could, no matter what you do, it looks like you could never win. And you know what? And Junior had a great voice too.
Yeah, Junior had a great voice, and people
Yeah,
really recognize it because they were always comparing him to his father. I
yeah,
knew I could see his struggles. I could see the fact that he always felt less than, and you could see a lack of confidence. Um, Even just talking to him and his posture and everything, he wasn't as gregarious as his dad. And the only person I know that really made it was Liza Minnelli following
yeah.
her shooting.
Right,
But
right.
maybe that's because her mother passed away. And when Junior was coming up, um, his father was still alive. So
And it was, and he was at the height of his career still. You know what I mean? Yeah,
went on
yeah.
the tip. He was
And
always on.
when right when Frank passed away, and then Junior started to go out and doing shows with a band behind him. Boy, he man, there was times you looked at him going, "Wow, that's Frank Senior." I mean, it was just amazing what he did. I love the show that you're doing. Is there going to be more shows like this? Are you going to maybe take this show, maybe do one in Indiana, or maybe do one somewhere else, or is it this is it?
No, that's it. One and done. Once a year, I do it with the orchestra. That's it. So if you want to see,
Okay.
to come June 8th.
Well, you got to come and see the great Denise Tomasello, folks, on Saturday, June 8th. And of course, the world renowned Park West. You talk about the Park West, everybody knows about it, even people that are not from Chicago. When these artists do come to town, the sound is great, the seating is good, the stage is good. It's like an old Vegas show lounge. It's just fantastic. It's at 322 West Armitage. Stores open at 6:30. 7:30 is showtime, folks. Tickets $36, 51 and 76. Now, maybe you can help us, Denise, and tell us what's the difference. What do you get with the 36? Is that the average seat at $36 when they come in?
That room is so well set up that from any seat, you can see the stage. You feel like you're part of it. You don't feel that you're back in, you can really see. It's a really beautiful setup because in the back, the seats are $36.
Yeah.
They're beautiful booths. So everybody's very comfortable and it's very elegant. So you don't feel like you're not a part of the show.
No, there's not a bad seat in that house. I agree with you 100%. Of course, 76 is closer and stuff like that. Denise, will you be doing a meet and greet after the show?
First,
You will be doing that. Do you like that?
I love it. I have to see my fans. I have to see my friends. You just want to embrace everyone. They took the time out of their busy schedule to make it there that night to support you and just want to take pictures. They want to take pictures with you. I want to take pictures with them. And then you have great embracing afterwards. It's like a love fest.
Is there going to be, are you going to be releasing any material maybe? Are you doing maybe a live something from this particular show recorded? I think that would be really cool. And another question is there going to be CDs or anything that you've recorded maybe that people can buy that night there?
No, I can sell your CDs.
Oh, there's Denise, I think you should I think you should put a DVD out of this particular thing. I think you should sell it out, put it out. And I think it's a great thing because like you said, it's a celebration of your career. You've been doing it for many years. And I love the title. I'm still here, Yeah, here I am, and you're going right to the Park West. You're not going anywhere. You're going right to the top with this particular venue with a 17-piece orchestra, which you're not going to see. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to thank the great Denise Tomasello for her time. She's a very busy lady, and you know what? She does come out and support artists, which I appreciate. Thank you so much, Denise, when you take your time and you come out to the suburbs, which I know you don't like to do too often, but you do come out, and I do appreciate that. So, folks, you need to get out to the city, and it's not just going to the city. You're going to the Park West. Number one, it's 322 West Armitage, a beautiful venue, showroom. They got those great booths. There's not a bad seat in the house. It's going to be Saturday. It's going to be June 8th to see the great Denise Tomasello. I'm Still Here. Singing songs of Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Tony Bennett, Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli, Barbra Streisand, in her own way with a 17-piece band. So you're going to enjoy it. Denise, thank you so much for your career and keep singing what you're doing. And I just hope that maybe you're going to do something smaller, maybe at the end of the year, a smaller show somewhere.
Or at the end of the year, I'll do something smaller with the trio.
Do you think you might be?
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Denise, anytime.
You're my favorite singers. I go anywhere to hear you.
You are a sweetheart. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable, talented, lovely Denise Tomasello. Thank you, Denise. Have a great day. God bless. Guys, don't forget, June 8th, you'll see Denise Tomasello at the Park West, 322 West Armitage. I'm Still Here show. It's going to be fantastic. And you can't beat it. First of all, you got to go out and support local talent. And Denise has been doing it for a while, and she hasn't lost her touch. She's still a beautiful lady, and she knows how to sing, and that's what it's all about. Guys, you know what? Speaking of musicians, and speaking of Park West, and speaking of the entertainment business, how about a publicist? Everybody's got a publicist of some sort. If you're looking for one, folks, you can hire mine, and he's been mine for many years. He works for the Chicago White Sox. He works for the Chicago Cubs. We're talking, the Bulls, the great Bernie DeMayo, my good friend Bernie. From Bernie DeMayo, absolutely, folks. Partners, experienced, creative, and smart. Bernie can get your stuff. A lot of these people try to get their stuff at the paper and television and magazines. I know social media is huge right now, but there's nothing great than having a publicist that can help you out. Bernie DeMayo Partners, experienced, creative, and smart. BernieDeMayo.com, or give him a call at 312-217-5658. Tell him Tony O sent you. And now that we were talking about, now that it's warmer and people are getting stuff done around their houses, besides the gardening and trying to do all that other stuff, let's not forget windows are very important too, folks. Siding and windows, airtight windows. If you're looking for new windows and you want it done right, do it right with Airtight. For honesty and quality and dependability, do it right with Airtight. Serving the Chicagoland area for over 35 years, do it right with Airtight. Call my buddy Louis Pipes at 708-788-5000. Airtight windows, do it right with Airtight windows. All right, so tomorrow, folks, is Thursday, which means Laura Ocean, my lovely wife, co-host, will be in the house, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, Friday, my good friend Karen from the Broken Earth Winery in Long Grove will be my guest. Great place, winery, a lot of fun here in Long Grove, Illinois. Don't forget every Tuesday, Twisted Tuesday, with the great Carol Brandolino. Mario, how you doing? Lynn, well, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. Michelle, always great to see you. Laura, how you doing? Everybody, hello. Welcome to Ocean's Pit. All right, so that's cool, man. God, I just love when you go out and see and people trying to keep that old school thing alive, which I think people need it. I think a lot of the younger generation are grasping some of this. I'm hoping that would be more of the younger people coming out. But I think, when there's something out there for people that are singing and something they don't see too often, especially when you're going to see Denise with a 17-piece band behind her at a Park West, you're not going to see that too often. Once a year, she does that show. So you got to come out there. Ronnie B. Elvis, what's up, my brother? Another entertainer in Chicago. Great fishing with you yesterday, buddy. We got to do it again very shortly. All right, couple things here, folks. Real fast, we just mentioned that. Okay. You're stuck in an elevator. Okay, it happens. You're stuck in an elevator, and if you had to be stuck in an elevator with someone famous, who would it be? What actor or actresses or musician would you want to be stuck in an elevator with? And I'm telling you, thank you so much, Pauline. I hope you're doing well. Susan Jambroni, the closer, how you guys doing? All right, so you're stuck in an elevator, and you're stuck, and it would have to be some sort of celebrity. Ball player, singer, actor, who would you want to be stuck with an elevator? If you get stuck in an elevator, who would you want to be stuck in an elevator with? I love that question when I seen it come up. Now, Ronnie B says Elvis. I don't know. I mean, okay, Elvis, of course, you love Elvis. So I can see you want to be stuck. Anybody else want to know? Can you tell me who? Stuck in? No, yeah, don't want to. No, Dennis from Lake Geneva, my friend. No, Sleepy Joe is not a guy I don't want to be stuck in an elevator with him, anywhere with him, but there you go. But thank you for your comments. Anybody else? Ken Radar, what's up, buddy? Laura Mizzy says she wants to be with Jesus. Okay, I would like to see I'd like to talk to him on an elevator. Say, hey, man, what's going on? We need some help right now. Absolutely. Emo says Robert De Niro so I can tell him off. Okay. All right, there you go. Pacino would be cool to have in an elevator. Keith Richards would be cool to have in an elevator. Richard said Salma Hayek. Oh, well, there you go, Richard. I would like that too. Yeah, absolutely. You'd like to pick Elvis's brain. Now, that's what I mean. That would be, Lynn says Donny Osmond. Okay, very cool. You can sing some songs too. You can talk about, okay, very cool. Dennis says Jesus too. All right. Yeah, Dean Martin in an elevator. Come on. Tell me that wouldn't be cool. Christopher Walken in an elevator. God, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, you can go so many great people. Man, that's tough. That's what I mean. Some of you guys come up with some great answers here. That would be interesting to see who we get stuck with. I don't know. Johnny Carson. I'd love to be, pretend like you're sitting next to him. Tony Toto says J-Lo is stuck in an elevator. Now, for some of you guys, you're supposed to talk to this person. I don't know what you guys are thinking about being stuck with an elevator with J-Lo. Double T. What are you talking about? Not Robert De Niro. Yeah, me either. I lost complete disrespect. I lost complete respect for that guy. Still a great actor. Still, you can't touch him. But anyone, just treat them like they're human. Albert, you know what? I love that about a lot of people. You ever notice when you meet a celebrity of some sort? One thing you should understand, They are people just like we are. They eat, they shit, they do the same thing we do. And when people start going crazy and goo goo or gaga, whatever you want to call it for these people, I also noticed I've met a lot through my career, especially all the years at Jilly's. It's amazing when you talk about something that was not successful. It's amazing how they, because anybody can go up to Dean Martin and go, oh, everybody loves somebody or that. But if you talk about something that really was maybe close to his heart and maybe did not make a lot of money or wasn't successful, or when you go, if you like Al Pacino or The Godfather, of course. But if you went back and you said, hey, man, I loved you in The Scarecrow. Like it's a perfect example. I was doing the Riviera in Las Vegas. I had a long night. A very long night. After, not the show. This was after the show. So I get a call at it's the next morning. It's probably like 11 o'clock. I get a call from Jimmy. Jimmy Cerrone was my agent at the time. And I go, Jimmy, and I kept hanging up on him. I need some sleep. Well, then Nick Caruso Sr., who used to be one of the main owners of Jilly's downtown on Rush Street, Jimmy goes, it's Nick Sr. Why would Nick want to talk to me at 11 o'clock in Las Vegas? Hey, Nick, how you doing? Good morning. He goes, good morning, Tony. He goes, get your ass over to the MGM. Click. That was it. So I didn't need to ask any questions. So I got out of bed, go to the MGM. I walk in. There's a guy that meets me at the door at the MGM, and they took me up to the suite. I walk up to the suite, and there's Jimmy sitting there, Nick Caruso Sr., and right next to him, in front of him, is the great Jerry Lewis. My mouth just dropped. And what do you say to him? So I'm sitting down. He's telling stories. He's talking. And I go, Mr. Lewis, thank you for all the years of comedy. But I loved your movie, Hardly Working, which came out maybe 5 years before that, and it bombed. It wasn't a good movie. I loved it because I love Jerry Lewis. The problem was with that particular movie, it's the same character, but instead of being the younger guy that he was, he's an older man, still can't find work and always screws up at all the jobs. And so he looked at me and he goes, oh, so you're the one who's seen that movie. Because it didn't do that well. But when you talk about something that's not that successful to them, and you meant it, it seems like they'll listen to you more because they know you're a real fan instead of somebody just, so it's very, very cool story. Thank you, Patrice, former Chicago Honey Bear. How you doing, my dear? So, yeah, I would like to, Dean Martin or Keith Richards, I'd love to be stuck in an elevator. Or James Gandolfini. I'd like to pick his brain. Stuck in an elevator. Guys, of course, we were talking yesterday about Memorial Day. Hope you guys had a good Memorial Day and you went out, spent some time with some family. But we were talking about people not losing the sight of what Memorial Day was all about the veterans and people that fought for our country. And I was talking about at one of the parades they had on Memorial Day, and there was the parents there, and the kids were complaining, and the parents were complaining there wasn't any candy. Where's the candy for the kids about this Memorial Day parade? But everybody was not. They were not. I get to the point. These kids don't know why they're there. They're there because of the parade and because they're going to get free candy. Are the parents telling the kids what Memorial Day was about? Yes, do you have a day off of work, and why this and why that? It was just mind-boggling to me that the younger generation have no clue, and I don't think they care to know anything about what Memorial Day was all about. Very crazy. Dennis wants to be locked up with Stormy Daniels. Okay, very good, Dennis. There you go, buddy. I just ordered Jerry Lewis' son's book from his dad. Now, there you go. Robert General, there you go. Gary Lewis was a great, I don't know if it was Gary's who wrote the book. I know he had a couple sons, but Gary used to be a band called Gary Lewis and the Playboys with This Diamond Ring, and they had so many great songs. Tell it like it is. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dennis, for the compliment. Thank you for being at the Thirsty Parrot Sunday in Lake Geneva. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming out in the rain, and we were all inside, but thank you. Also, Memorial Day, did you notice that the prices were up that weekend? If you went back to that gas station on Tuesday, the gas was back down the way it was. But for that weekend, everybody went, the gas went up. I mean, it was like, I noticed that from driving to Lake Geneva and coming back, and then driving up to Barrington yesterday for our meeting with Richie from Seventh Heaven. And I passed the same gas station, the price that it was on Saturday compared to the price it was on Tuesday, just because of the holiday. You know that summer's coming, gas is all going to go. I mean, it's been going up, we know, since our former president of the United States. But it's just crazy how they think that we're that stupid. And some people don't care. You know, it's like, hey, it is what it is. Also, I want to reach out to, yeah, you know what? Just horrible, some of the stuff that's been happening. And we'll get in more into that. Also, anybody and our friends in the Texas area, Friday they had a horrible tornado. 7 people were killed in Texas with these tornadoes. Especially, it's happening, if you notice, more in like the southern states and stuff like that. It's just scary stuff how act of God, stuff like that happens. Even though you can't help it, I understand that. That's true. I've noticed this, right, Roseanne? I noticed the same thing. Tom Jones, Tony. Oh, there's a good one. Tom Jones, him in the elevator. That would be very cool, Double T. I like that. Double T, great seeing you up. Thank you for Sunday, buddy. And also, Julie, for being there, too. I appreciate it very much, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and Saturday at Bellagio. Abby Carter or Carlson won American Idol. I don't think I've ever seen a full episode or a full show of American Idol. I know back in the day there was shows like that all the time. I was on a show called Star Search back then. It was sorts like that. So I don't know. Congratulations to this guy. Even if it is a guy, I don't know. But Abby, congratulations for American Idol. Danny Mazzi, my good buddy Danny from Armando Supermarkets. Buy local, shop local. 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. And don't forget my good buddy Mike and Gigi from Crash Champions Collision Auto Repair. For all your collision auto repair needs, go to crashchampions.com. Danny, great seeing you with some fishing, buddy. You caught some. Ronnie caught some. I had one this big, and of course, you hear the story all the time. But we're going to do it again, Danny. Thanks. Great seeing you, buddy. Okay, and Billy Joel, going to be 100th performance at Madison Square Garden. There's not too many entertainers. I'm not a big. I also want to say hello. Phyllis was watching. Phyllis, of course, Hodges, Nick's lovely wife, the piano man's wife, Phyllis. Hi, Phyllis. I think I seen you come up. But Billy Joel, I'm not that big of a fan. I mean, I know some of his songs, you know. I rather listen to Nick Hodges sing Billy Joel. But anyway, they had him on his 100th special, whatever they did. And I guess before the end of the concert, I think they cut him off. The TV station cut him off, and like right at the end, right before the end of Just the Way You Are. And a lot of fans are upset. So I guess they're going to replay it again. There's not too many entertainers, folks. CBS is going to do this again. There's not too many entertainers in the world that can say they sold out Madison Square Garden 100 times. And Billy Joel is one of those entertainers. And they're going to do a special on the 100th show on CBS. So let's hope they actually, for the fans and for people who like Billy Joel, that they actually take the time and actually let him do the whole concert and don't cut the guy off. The guy deserves it 100 times. Crazy. All right, let's get here. Morgan Spurlock, filmmaker, passed away this past weekend. He was the guy that filmed the movie about eating McDonald's for like a month straight. I forgot the name of the movie, but he passed away this past weekend. But there was a test to try to see what your life would be like if you ate fast food McDonald's every day. That was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think he did it for 30 days straight. He didn't die from eating the McDonald's, well, you think he should have, but he didn't. He died years later, but he was the guy there you go. Thank you, Richard. Super Size Me was the name of the movie. He croaked. Yes, he passed away, Dennis. Yes, he did pass away this weekend. There you go. Also, Doug Engel, the original keyboard player for the band from the 60s, 70s, Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, the original keyboard player, one of the original members, who dies at the age of 78 years old. Also, about the golfer, I'm not much into golf. I don't know much golf about maybe 2-3 times a year. But that Grayson Murray, if I'm pronouncing his name right, he finished doing the Colonial PGA. 30 years old, depression, committed suicide. I can't imagine what it must be like of anybody that suffers from that disease of depression. Here you are making shitload of money. You're world famous. You have everything by the ball. Well, you think that these people have everything. And I guess he didn't shoot a great game, or maybe he did. I don't know the whole story. But suicide, dies at the age of 30 years old. It is just mind-boggling. And it's like, God, I can't imagine. Imagine getting that phone call, your son or your husband or your daughter or your wife or somebody, or your I just can't imagine what that must be like. Also, Bill Walton, great former NBA player, dies at the age of 71 years old. That's all it is. It's bad stuff all we're hearing. Dennis, money cannot buy you happiness. You're absolutely right. National Burger Day for all you burger fans out there. Guys, New York Rangers, our team lost yesterday against Florida, of course. It was close, 3-2. Now the series is tied 2-2. But prediction, I still believe that the New York Rangers in hockey are still going to go all the way to the Stanley Cup. Now, whether they win the Stanley Cup's a different story, but I believe they're going to get there. They're going to get there. How good anybody puts it is so sad. Yeah, because you don't know. I mean, if you read some of the stories of some of these entertainers and people that, they look so happy, but you never know what. Look at Robin Williams, Anthony Bourdain. I mean, you can go down the list of people that when you look at these guys, my God, they got the looks, they got the wit, they think they got it all by, but when they get behind closed doors, it's just crazy. Brian Graham, fire chief, I think of Lincolnwood, of Lincoln Park or Lincolnwood. His brother passed away last week. So again, I just want to give my prayers to the Graham family. Crazy as it is. Yeah, Bobby Hall needs to be back. There you go. We've got a few minutes left here, folks. Of course, if you just tuned to get a chance to watch the show from the beginning, the great Denise Tomasello was our guest. She's going to be at the Park West next Saturday. That's June 8th. So make sure you go check out her show, I'm Still Here, by the great Denise Tomasello, coming to the Park West on June 8th. Kathy Splotro, how you doing, my dear friend, all the way from Arizona? A prank caller, folks. Now, here's what I don't get. You order a pizza online, you order anything fast food online, folks. They have your credit card. They take the money. They ask for your credit card before you hang up the phone. But this particular place, Fox 32 News, this is from Milwaukee, a prank caller, Pizza Aroma. Actually, this is in Ohio. There was one in Milwaukee and one in Ohio. They somehow got this pizza place to place the order of 16 large pizzas, but they never picked it up. So the cost of $112. You guys ever order a pizza? They always say, after they ask what you want, your address and everything, that they always ask for the credit card number. So I don't know. It's the guy, whoever tried to bamboozle them, which that's what they did. You never would have ordered those pizzas if you didn't have a credit card number. You never would have even gave that to say, hey, this is what we need to do, order these pizzas. Is she related to Pat? No, you know what? I never asked Denise that. I never did. If she's related to Pat Tomasello from Channel 9. I'm not quite sure if she is, but I'll have to ask her that. Good question, Richard. Very good question. Dennis, time for a cigar. Absolutely. Foods designed to sicken you are now designed to bankrupt you too. You've seen the fast food prices. If you needed another reason not to eat junk processed food, including Chipotle's, of course, et cetera, we talked about this. Inflation hits fast food prices. I mean, look at this, folks. This is just a medium fry. If you're ordering fries from McDonald's, okay, back in 2019, there was $1.79. Right now, they're $4.79. That is just a fry at McDonald's. A Big Mac into a 2019 was $5.99. It's $12.69 now for you people who eat fast food. Subway, a BLT footlong in 2019 was $5.50. It's $8.49. Guys, it's only 4 or 5 years difference. Is it crazy? Chipotle's chicken burrito was $6.50. It's $10.70 right now. Emo from Florida, the best guy I ever met is Bobby Hall. Bobby was the best. We met Bobby many times. Of course, we passed away not too long ago. What a great, I loved Bobby Hall, of course, with the old Chicago Blackhawks. And gas prices, we're talking about that too. One thing that I don't get now, whether you're a Joe Biden supporter or a former Donald Trump supporter, whatever it is, there was one thing that always comes up that they say that the president has nothing to do with the gas prices. That's false, and we all know that, folks. Here's a perfect example. President Joe Biden released 10 million barrels from reserve today, and gas prices went through the roof. His 36% approval rate supporters will still say that the president has no control over gas prices. I mean, the minute they closed the pipeline, all the gas, I mean, it's just crazy what they're trying to do. And I don't care what side you're on. I really don't. I just wish it was fair. I wish it's to the point when it's fair and you can show different, one side is this, one side is that. Why is it so completely different? Yeah, it's a little crazy. I have to admit to you guys. I don't know. Now let's get back to fast food. If we're getting a couple minutes up, we're talking about Domino's Pizza, folks. Some people, a commercial from Domino's telling people to tip your driver when he comes to your. Now, I don't know. I think it's important that you do need to tip your driver, whether it's a pizza delivery or whether it's Uber Eats. You should tip them, correct? I mean, what's wrong with giving the driver $3 or giving the person $3? I don't understand that. That part I don't get. I mean, they're in the business. We are too. I mean, it's just a little different. I mean, they're not serving you like at a restaurant or a waitress comes and brings your food, but they're still doing this for a living. They still need to be tipped. It should be 20% of some sort to give this driver, whether it's a male or female, whatever it is, they should get some sort of tip. I don't understand it. Couple places. How many people remember a place called Sambo's? I remember hearing about Sambo's restaurant, but I never been to it. The fun place for family and food. Sambo's. Right? I always, as a kid, I remember it, but I never actually been to one. Minimum. There you go, Dennis. At least should be 20%. The tap room will close permanently Thursday. The move will impact 86 employees will be losing their job. Block Club charging. La Guenta's closing Chicago brewery tap room after 10 years. That was a great, it's another place to get a great beer and another place going out of business. I mean, it's just sad that all these places are just folding. I don't know what's going to happen here. We were talking about Memorial Day, folks. It is coming to 1 minute left here. Arlington National Cemetery contains over 400,000 reasons why you stand for the national anthem. And that's what we need to do. In this country, we should stand for the national anthem. It's still the greatest country in the world. It might be a little screwed up, but it's still the greatest country in the world. Absolutely. Thirsty Whale, remember that place? Oh, don't believe everything? You're absolutely right, sir or ma'am. I don't know who you are on that, but Thirsty Whale, we used to play there all the time. Loved it. Roseanne, why wouldn't people tip the delivery driver? Doesn't make sense. Roseanne, you think that it's not the same service as you would get into a restaurant. I agree with you. They should get the same amount of money. It's still that tip of minimum wage. It's important. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of the hour. I hope you guys enjoyed our great interview with the great Denise Tomasello. And don't forget, next Saturday, June 8th, she will be at the Park West. 322 West Armitage. Not a bad seat in the house to see the great Denise Tomasello with a 17-piece band. So make sure you get a chance to go out and check her out. Guys, tonight will be a Cucina Rustica that is going to be a 6 o'clock hit in Cary. Tomorrow, Are We Live in beautiful Burr Ridge. Don't forget that, folks. We're with Jerry Jams, Double T, and the great Diva Montel. Also joining us is going to be Lisa P. that night. Bellagio on Saturday. Famous Freddy's on in Fox Lake on Sunday. That's a 2 o'clock hit. And guys, let's not forget, June 8th, we'll be returning to the Lyric Theater in Blue Island. That's Ocean's Rat Pack. June 9th, we're returning to Munster, Indiana, concert in the park with Ocean's Rat Pack. On the 15th of June, we'll be at the Forget About It Vineyard Winery in Galena, Illinois. Perfect for Father's Day weekend. Vicky and her crew do an incredible job. I can't wait. And then me and my good buddy Rick Lindy and Ocean's Rat Pack will be at the Tivoli Theater on November 13th in Downers Grove. All right, a couple things for some quick birthdays here. The great John Wayne celebrated a birthday this past weekend. Jay Silverheels, who played Tonto. There are a lot of Western stars celebrating a birthday. Lauren Hill celebrates. Lenny Kravitz celebrates a birthday. Stevie Nicks, formerly of Fleetwood Mac. I think she's still with Fleetwood Mac, 76 years old. The great British actor Christopher Lee played Sherlock Holmes, played Dracula, celebrating the birthday. Hank Williams Jr., for all you country fans out there. Chloe, hi, Chloe, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well there. Natisky, 12 years old today. Dixie Carter, let's see, David Burke, another great British actor, 90 years old. And Vicky Olson, speaking of the Forget About It Winery in Galena. Happy birthday, Vicky, out there also. Jim Frasay, formerly of the New York Rangers. And I want to say happy birthday to James Arnez, the great, remember him from Gunsmoke? Last but not least, my good friend April Antonelli. Hi, April, celebrating her birthday today. Guys, it's been a great show. And don't forget, again, I want to thank the great Denise Tomasello. Next Saturday, June 8th, Park West, 322 Armitage. It's going to be a lot of fun. Backed by a 17-piece band, doing all those great hits from the songbooks of songs that you grew up with. It's going to be a lot of fun. 6:30 doors open. 7:30 is showtime. 3 different seat prices. Check it out with the great Denise Tomasello. Guys, we are coming tomorrow. My guest will be the great Laura Ocean, my co-host. And Friday, my good friend Karen from Broken Earth Winery will be our guest on Friday. Guys, let's not forget our sponsors, the one and only Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, folks. Don't forget to tell them to grill your Ace off. Norridge, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona. Download the Ace Rewards app. Easy way to keep track of your points, coupons, and special offers. Ace is the place, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Guys, remember a couple of things. Support local establishments. Support live entertainment. Very, very important. Buy local, shop local, and hope to see you guys tonight at Cucina Rustica in Cary, Illinois, 6 o'clock. The great words of Ringo Starr, peace and love. Thank you guys so much. Let's make this a better world. Let's try. Be kind to one another. Be nice. Try to. But remember one thing. Don't stop being yourself and stick to what you believe in no matter what they try to tell you different. That's all that matters. God bless everybody. Nick Sahajas, the piano man. Take us out.
It's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great